Hello, good morning. Welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge, which is going to be a challenge in name only, really, because we're looking at James Foxe Canadian blended whiskey. Canadian whiskey with natural flavors, introduced by Seagram's in 1975. Purchased by Sazerac in 1989 and bottled by Sazerac today in Frankfort, Kentucky. But they just say by Sazerac, Frankfort, Kentucky. They don't say Buffalo Trace. So Buffalo Trace Distillery is sort of like doesn't associate with certain brands, only the bourbons and the Wheatley vodka. So if you go on the tour there, if you didn't ask, they wouldn't tell you. In other words, you wouldn't be aware of all the Canadian whiskeys, Scotch whiskeys that are imported and then bottled at that place. Anyway, here's the Canadian Club Classic 12, age 12 years, makes sense, right? Batch number C12-300. Thanks to John Anile, who gave me this bottle as a gift in the year 2018. It's very dark, unusually dark. Probably isn't really that dark. They add color, and you know how that works. Okay. It's tight. Rubberized cork, not a real cork, it's rubber. Beerhound Bill, you're up so early? It's only 3:40 a.m. in California. Prophet on the golden shore, like an angel, by wheel burning in the air. Okay, Ronaroo, I'm hammered. Uh-oh. How do, Ronaroo? Oh, I said he's up early. I mean, you didn't go to sleep yet. Okay, uh-oh. Now, Jack Control, good morning, Jay. Good morning, Jack. So let's see. Okay, that's the other whiskey. And this is JF, James Foxe. James Foxe made a splash in 1975 when it was introduced because there was even an article that the New York Times newspaper ran about it. There was an article about this whiskey. And they talked about how James Foxe was some obscure Canadian official. You know, they like to name these products after somebody who existed but isn't really famous. Okay. Canadian Club, it's had different names over the years. I don't mean, well, Canadian Club has too. It used to just be called Club Whiskey. But Canadian Club, 12-year. This is a new bottle design. They had an old bottle design that was around a long time, since 1984. And then about 2015 or 16, they changed the design. So you can see how much darker. Look, deep mahogany, gold, mahogany, gold. I got off work at midnight, so I'm trying to KO. Knock out, I guess he means. Okay. Go down there. Well, I got to tell you the truth. The Canadian Club 12 years, the best Canadian whiskey I've ever tried to this point. Now, will I try better ones in the future? I don't see why I wouldn't. Okay, and I put the link to the website down below, and it says, if you're looking for a whiskey with depth, more complexity, and a bit more personality, look no further than Canadian Club Classic 12-year-old. This whiskey is the shining example of Canadian Club craftsmanship, aged 4 times the industry standard, which is 3 years. 4 times 3 is 12. This creates a flavorful, well-balanced whiskey, perfect for sipping neat, like this morning, or on the rocks. All right, so I won't read all that because I put the link, and you can get at your own time on there and read about it. It's very interesting. Your Founders Porter review was so good. Oh, thank you. I tried hard to do a good job. That was a revisit. I did it years ago, but I mean years ago, like 2014. I was like, seemed like just the other day, like literally the other day, I was looking up and I had reviewed a beer in 2011. I said 2011. Seemed like I just had it. Okay. I'm gonna have to keep my eyes closed but I'm not gonna keep them closed for long because I'm gonna know which is which right off the bat. a 3-year age basic model versus the small batch Canadian Club, which is like $24.99, $24.99 for a 750. The James Foxe was $8.99 for a whole liter, $8.99 for 1 whole liter. The aroma, oh well, that's Canadian Club, I think. And that's the James Foxe. Let me tell you why I say that. The Canadian Club is so bold, rich, woody in the nose. The James Foxe is sort of tamped. It is tamped down. You could say dull compared to that. It's not really dull, but compared to that, it's dull. Let's go with the taste. Last night on our last night on our Good Friday video, I did rum taste challenge. I screwed up at first. I had to redo it. Whiskey Scout reviewed an Irish whiskey he had never had before. That was very interesting. And then he brought in the same whiskey, but in the form of an Irish cream liqueur. I said, boy, this guy here from Kansas, the Whiskey Scout, he's got the most interesting array of products. It's something else. It really is something else. All right, wood, charred oak, caramel, or dark sugar, like in a creme brulee, honeysuckle, nectar, dried fruitcake fruit. Not so much corn. Not so much corn. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm opening my eyes. I know that's James Foxe. Ha ha. Told you. Don't even need tags for these. The color is the tag. 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 It looks so good. Yeah. And for $8.99 a 6-pack, that Founders Porter was a really good. And I'm going to do it again on Stout Sunday tomorrow. It's not a stout. I know it's a porter. It may as well be a stout. It's just surely is a stout porter. But John Anili is going to be off and away, breaking quarantine like I have been doing. And he said, I'll host Stout Sunday. And he said, okay. So Stout Sunday, I'm going to bring another Founders Porter because I just can't get bored with that beer. I cannot get bored with that beer. I can get bored with this. Look, this current situation, that we're living in, this communism, national socialism. I don't like that, Like I bought some Sugardale hot dogs. I bought hot dogs, but I'm not buying the Corona bologna. You know what I'm saying? I'm not buying the Corona bologna. But I bought some hot dogs, which are much more quality than the Corona bologna. You say, well, you probably blame your governor and you probably blame the president of the United States. Yes, I do blame them. So am I going to vote Democrat this year? No, I'm not stupid. They're going to do worse. So why would I vote for somebody that would have done way worse? I say Trump did bad. But would I vote for somebody that I would presume would have done way worse? I don't think so. This year in 2020, I'll just go back to my roots, my old practice of voting for a third party, like the Constitution Party, you see. I gave Trump a chance, in 2016, and but I wasn't too pleased, really. So, but anyway, no, enough of that. Had a real nice hike in the state park last Saturday. Up the hills, down the hills, up the hills, down the hills, ravines and everything. Boy, it was so pretty. Deep forest, that's a remote area. Well, yeah, it is. Like if you're on US Highway 61 there, you're going to be driving a long time and you won't see too many towns and you won't see too many stores. You'll see a lot of cows and woods and grass. Okay. But there was a huge battle out there one time in 1863. The last Confederate stronghold to surrender on the Mississippi River was there at Port Hudson, Louisiana. You can tell it's there when you drive by. There's a big sign, Port Hudson Battlefield, and there's a Confederate flag flying out there and a United States flag flying out there. The U.S. flag from 1863, which is a weird looking flag. It had the stars were in a circle with a big star in the middle and then stars all around. The U.S. flag used to be really weird at times. Please review Testament Souls, a Black album when you have a chance, please. I never even heard of that. I can't review it because I never even heard of it. Whatever you're drinking now looks so good too. It is good. Okay. So the Canadian Club, rich, deep, candy-like, like a I was going to say a root beer candy. You know those little candies shaped like a barrel and it tastes like root beer? It kind of has that taste. It's like a dark sugar, but it didn't burn it. They didn't burn it, but it was close, like this close to burn it. Oh, yes, like a roasted marshmallow that is almost burnt, but not quite. You have it over the fire. Hey, now, you're starting to think. It's aged 12 years, and it's a used Jim Beam barrel. It ain't no fresh Jim Beam virgin barrel with the charred oak. Even 12 years in that old barrel, would it come out this dark with all those rich flavors? I'm starting to think no. My feeling is that they're probably adding some natural flavor into it. What would those flavorings be? I really don't know. Canadian whiskey has all kind of natural flavorings that they don't tell you what they are. They just say it could be rum, could be brandy, could be bourbon, could be wine like sherry or blending sherry. It could just be some kind of concoction. That's why they all have different flavors, because you got different flavoring combinations. Some people take issue with that, like they get extremely enraged about it in a way, and they say, "I drink bourbon, fool," because that's not. It doesn't have flavors added. That's true. So if you want to stick with something that's more pure, unadulterated, drink straight bourbon, or bottled and bond bourbon, which is a form of straight bourbon, or a blend of straight bourbons. There's something called a blend of straight bourbons. That's fine, because you'll have no coloring added and no flavoring added. So then that's the true, real deal. The real deal. But when you get American blended bourbon, or blended whiskey, or Canadian blended whiskey, or Scotch blended whiskey, blended Scotch whiskey, or Irish, or even Japanese, I guess. I don't know their laws. Then you're going to see they're adding coloring. Then you're going to see that they're adding flavoring. Now, if you don't have a hang up about that, hey, you can join the adventure and just drink and try all these different products. But if you have a hang up about it, then you wouldn't fool with it, or you shouldn't fool with it. And I don't mind if you have a hang up about it, right? Really, I'm not taking issue with that. If somebody wants to stick with bourbon because it's more a purified product, there's no problem with me. I don't mind. It doesn't matter to me. You drink what you want. I'll drink what I want. I'll drink them both, But I figure people may as well drink whatever they want to drink. Like somebody making that comment the other day. Well, you like everything. Okay, well, so, so. But you get a lot of real hang up, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you call it? Neurotic people on the internet. Like, you know what I mean? Neurotic. No. On the other hand, James Foxe has a lot of flavorings too, tastes, but they're different. They're like you can't pin it down. Like John Nillig keeps saying almond extract. It's something. I know it isn't that, but it's like plum wine or something. It's something that I can't describe. What I mean by that is that There's no way I could adequately tell you verbally what I'm tasting by taste. See, verbal, that's sound, so that's a different sense. That's hearing, that's sense. But I'm tasting it with taste and aroma, nose. So there's really no good way I can tell you. All I would say is you need to buy it, and then you'll understand. Then you'd be like, ooh, that is strange, you know. Now, if it's the first whiskey you've ever had, it could put you in a different reference point. Like if you started drinking whiskey and you just reviewed like 25 different Canadian whiskey blends, see, in your mind, that would be what whiskey tastes like. You say, well, that's whiskey, you know. And then if you said, now I'm going to start doing straight bourbon, it could be a real shock to you. You see, you say, this whiskey tastes strange. Like, what's off about it? And I would say, well, there's nothing off about it. It's just that you sort of train yourself on Canadian blended whiskey. So when you did the straight bourbon, it shocked you. Or if you did bourbon for years, or blended American whiskey for years, then somebody introduced you to Scotch, whether blended or single malt, and those vary so much, you just might be shocked. Or you may not care. You might like, yeah, I'm thinking of incorporating whiskey into my alcoholism because I'm getting burnt on beer lately. You're getting burnt on beer lately. Alcoholism. Don't use those kind of terms, please. Yeah, you know, it gets a little boring, really. But don't say that to the beer people, the craft beer people. They just get furious, you know. But we speak freely on this channel. Okay, now what's better? Well, I think the Canadian Club is better because you got a richer, deeper flavor, and the vanilla and the nectar and the oak, the deep oak. Now, could they add oak extract to it? You know what I'm saying? Did they add oak extract to give it a deeper oaky flavor? I don't know. But now here's a key question. Is it $24.99 versus $8.99 a liter better? All right. Because let's convert it. I'm going to convert it to liters. That's why I have a calculator. I'm not really good at math. All right, so let's see. $24.99 divided by 750 times 1,000. So it'd be, whoa, $33.32 a liter. And the James Foxe is $8.99 a liter. 33 versus 9. Let's round off. Is this $33 a liter good compared to the $9 a liter? I'm saying no. No. When you do it per ounce or per milliliter, it doesn't pan out. Sorry, Beam-Suntory. I know that might put me on your enemies list, but I can't help it. I think, excuse me. I think the James Foxe is a better value per ounce. Now, in a strict quality sense, without price consideration, yeah, I guess the Canadian Club is better. They don't taste alike at all, so there's no taste challenge. There's no challenge there. That doesn't happen. But like Larry Holmes said, if you want to be techno, I wouldn't pay the extra money. Okay, I would just buy the James Foxe. Tell you the truth. The extra $21 you'd pay, $23, $21, $23, yeah, 23 and 9 is 32. The extra $23 you'd pay, you wouldn't get your value back. Like you could never drink enough of it and taste enough of it to say you got your money's worth. I don't think. That's just my opinion. So when we think about it along those lines, then we could say that Dan did not deserve to lose his job. But then you might say he's weak, he's incompetent, he endangers our entire operation. And then you might say, you've got me there, partner. You've got me there. Old Dan is as useless as tits on a board, but he is my brother-in-law. And I would look upon it as a personal favor if you would look to getting his job back. I can't do that. And then you might say, maybe we could look at something further down the trough. And I'd say, nope. And then you might say, let me tell you something, partner. You people are all the same. You come out here and you think you're home, but you're not home. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Well, let me tell you something, partner. You're not home, but that's where we're going to send you if it hair lips the governor. But you know what I'm saying? So it's how you look at it. You got hit on 2 machines in a row and you did nothing about it. That means either he got hit on 2 machines in a row and he did nothing about it, which means he was either too stupid to realize what was happening or he was in on it. There's no other answer. All right. Anyway, no, but honestly, but seriously, folks, I'm going to say that, and seems very bizarre, but it isn't really when you think about price, value, and consideration and all that. I think James Foxe is the winner in a price comparison value aspect. In a purified sense with no price consideration, yeah, okay, the Canadian club is a winner. The winner, but not by some fantastically great margin. It isn't. It isn't. It is not. It is not that great of a winner. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm comparing them. I don't care. I don't have stock in either company. I don't have any kind of personal relationship with either company. I don't care. They're both bottled in the United States. They originate in Canada. It really makes no difference to me. I just have to say, I think that James Foxe is the winner when all things are considered, right? Considering all things. Even has a cool looking label, if you want to be honest. All right. I would like to see whiskey, and I was going to rant about, yeah, it does get boring to do just beer, and some craft beer people would be so offended. But I mean, hey, it gets boring. You get tired. It's like, okay, we've been there. We tasted all this stuff. We get it. So Kessler is the best. It's not the best, but it's certainly pretty good. American blended. Kessler, yeah, good stuff. You got to love a guy that quotes Larry Holmes. That's true. Every muffin should have the same amount of blueberries. You know how long that's going to take? You know how long that's going to take? Just do it.